This is John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and today I want to talk about the abuse. And I don't always get into this exact topic, but today I found something someone sent me, and it's Amber Heard throwing tomahawks. And I just want to make the point that not every woman is necessarily weak and helpless and that kind of thing. And when you're talking about abuse, you gotta go by each individual situation, each individual case. And in this case, we're talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Sometimes people like to defend Amber Heard, like L'Oreal, for example, because she's a woman. And that's basically the only reason a lot of people have. It's just a very, very general reason. So here let's take a look at Amber Heard throwing axes. If she could throw axes, I think she could probably throw, I don't know, a vodka bottle? Just saying. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so the second one missed, but you could see there's some force behind that. I'm going to say that axe is probably as heavy as a vodka bottle. At least if it's empty or half empty or 1/4 or something, pretty close. So, I'd imagine she could probably throw a vodka bottle just like she threw that axe. There's no speculation. Obviously she can. It doesn't take some kind of expert athlete. You know, it's not like she's the only woman in the world who could do that. But like I said, we're not talking about women in general. We're talking about Amber Heard. That's it. I think she said something like her father was a marksman, an outdoorsman. He took her outside. He showed her, how to endure the outdoors. I could be wrong. I could be getting messed up, but I think I heard that. So put all this stuff together, and you look at Johnny, kind of a timid guy, acting, artist, musician, probably doesn't get so physical. Again, correct me if I'm missing a detail, but I'm just saying, it seems like in this case, Amber's very capable of the abuse. And she's money hungry. And she's got motives. It all makes sense. I made a random example. Two famous people that if they happen to be in this situation, we don't have to look at gender necessarily. Man versus woman, we could just look at the two people. So, here it is. Okay, so, now I took David Spade and Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones as an example. Now I know, these two would never be a couple, but let's imagine that these two were a couple. And Christie is obviously a woman. However, she's 6'3", 170 pounds, and David Spade is 5 feet and 5 inches and 30 pounds less. So, if she came out with bruises and she was like, well, he was abusing me, I couldn't do anything, he held me hostage, okay, maybe that's true. Maybe you say, hey, she's got a feminine side, she's a woman, but maybe you say, well, I don't know, wait a minute, he's like, what, almost a foot shorter or something like that, probably much weaker. He weighs less, so let's think about that. Let's think about that for a second. Now obviously if the roles were reversed and a man was that size and a woman was that size, well, that's where I think the idea that usually the man is the abuser comes from. Because men on average are actually heavier and stronger. That's a given. That's fine. That's absolutely something I'd think about. I'd hear that argument in a general case, sure. But, like I said, you have to go by each individual case. So if this case came out, I don't think you'd be like, yep, he did it, he's the abuser. But then when you find out about Amber Heard throwing axes, arrested twice, once for abuse, telling lies, then you're like, well, wait a minute, let's think about this case on the individual basis. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below. Hat was a little too low there. Couldn't quite see my eyes. Oh well. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing Depp vs. Heard, little Star Wars, little Meghan Markle, whatever comes up in the news that I find interesting. If you don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.